On this episode of Specialties with Sia, I had the pleasure of speaking with Patrice Graham of Colors of Yoga. I hope you enjoy. How did you get into yoga and what made you want to start teaching yoga? Like, what was the passion behind it?
Yeah, so the first time I tried yoga, I didn't like it at all.
Interesting.
Yeah,
okay.
It was in college, and an ex of mine.
Where'd you go to college?
UNC, Chapel Hill.
Okay.
And an ex of mine was like,
you should have came to any.
Huh? I'm learning. But an ex of mine was like, you should try yoga. It's really peaceful. Mm-hmm. And I was bored. I was like, this is boring. It was like flute music. It was boring.
Okay.
And then after college, a friend of mine invited me to a hot yoga class. Mm-hmm. And it was a heated room. And I felt like I was working out. So I wasn't bored. And so I really liked it. And I was like, oh, I like this yoga thing. And then I was hooked.
Okay. So where do you think the stereotype of yoga is only for white people came from?
I think it's just because it became popular with white people, like when it was brought over to the U.S. And still now it's like financially and just maybe not accessible, doesn't seem accessible to some people of color. And it's went mainstream because it was adopted by the majority of white people in this country. And so I think that's why the stereotype of yoga being for white people started, because that was like, we made it popular.
Gotcha. Okay. So how can we, people of color, begin to demolish that stereotype and begin to value our bodies and know that yoga is just a type of form of exercise? It's not this type of mythical or spiritual. I mean, it can be spiritual, but you know, like the bad spiritual. That makes sense. Like, how can we, people of color, begin to value our bodies, so that we can adapt to the changes of society and know that yoga is okay for us as well?
I think representation matters. So that's why we have Colors of Yoga trying to. If you can't be what you can't see, right? So having a teacher that looks like you helps a lot in making you feel comfortable to even try it, to even think about going to a class. And then I think it's making our health a priority. I think so often we're trying to do all of the things. And just trying to survive. Like, just being Black in America is a traumatic experience, and we don't take nearly enough time to stop and reflect and to take some time for ourselves, focus on our mental and physical health.
And pinpointing back to what you were saying earlier, what you see, you can be. And I just remember, like, a lot of actors and actresses and celebrities saying that, representation matters. And I became an actor because I saw The Cosby Show. So that's a really good statement that you said earlier. So how can we, people of color, start recognizing that there are places like Colors of Yoga surrounding us to, take care of our bodies? Like, it's not just a Y anymore. It's not outside anymore. Because not only do representation matters, the people surrounding you matters. Because fellowship is really important in anything. So how can we, adapt to that?
So I think it's talking to people, like, we've had a lot of people through Facebook, like through social media, and just asking, asking what other people do, and talking more about, I think just talking more openly about our mental and physical health with people will help bring up, like, oh, actually, I go to therapy, or I go to yoga, to help to normalize these ways that we can free ourselves from whatever we're going through.
So I'm going to touch on that a little bit. Why do you think that, especially in the Black community, it's so mystical of talking about your mental health and your spiritual health at that? Why do you think it's so, like, hidden?
Because I think that in the Black community, we, generally speaking, of course, it's not everyone, but we have a strong background in Christianity and in church. Black church is like the center of the Black community, so everyone's just like, oh, just pray about it. Pray about it, and our faith has been the healing circle for a lot of things, and it's like, and that's where community came from too, was from church. And I think that in this new age, just more and more younger people are straying away from church I know for myself, I miss the community of it. And then I'll tell my like when everyone's like, just pray about it. Like I'm not feeling well. Like I'm anxious or I'm depressed. It's like just pray about it. If I was bleeding out, like if I had blood gushing out, you wouldn't just say pray about it. I think there are tools like yoga, like therapy that can help us in times of needs, and no matter what you believe. And I think that yoga, especially, people don't like trust new things. Like I don't know about that, and like it has history in India. So I think a lot of people think it's like a religion,
right,
and get all these misconceptions. So it's a little bit about education and a little bit about openness and making health a priority too.
So I know that you were saying that yoga is from India and it's a religion, but to your point, I believe that God gave us wisdom, and He's not going to just allow a doctor to become a doctor to not do anything. Right. So I totally agree with you on that. So how do you orchestrate your, because this is a very quaint, very cute studio. How do you educate your clientele, or I don't know if you even call them family or friends? How do you call your clientele?
Our community.
Okay. Yeah. So how do you educate your community for things like this, like what we're talking about?
Some of it's through social media, and a lot of it is in class, and we'll talk about, there's so many parallels between how you physically show up in the world and how you mentally are feeling.
I like that.
So if you're struggling with balance on the mat, maybe you're struggling with balance in real life
I need
too.
help with that. I still need help with balance.
If you're not flexible, a lot of people say, I'm not flexible enough for yoga.
Yeah.
Well, it's more than just being physically flexible. How flexible are you with friends, with yourself,
Wow.
And so there's all these parallels, and so trying and not getting too deep, like just a little bit. These little nuggets that make you think, because a lot of yoga is setting yourself to be more self-aware and to so you can show up fully and better.
Right. Yeah. That way you won't always need coffee anymore. But okay, so what made you, and I know you probably said this earlier, but what made you actually want to open up Colors of Yoga? And I actually like the name, actually. That rings. So what made you want to open up Colors of Yoga?
So I did yoga teacher training. Before, I used to go to class by myself. I was the only black person. And my mom and sister were like, I don't know about this yoga stuff. Like, I don't know why you're so into it. But when I started teaching, as part of my training, my mom and sister started coming to yoga. And I was like, okay, cool. Like, they were coming because of me, but they really saw the benefits of yoga. And so that was when it first started hitting me, like, oh, I wonder if people don't go because they don't see themselves represented, because they don't see themselves as, the stereotypical skinny blonde white
Right, exactly.
Yeah. So that was the motivation behind it, is like making, because I've been to yoga classes with like country music and flute music and all kinds of stuff, and I just went because I know I felt better after.
Yeah.
But I didn't really care that I was the only. But I don't think that's the case. Like I was finally starting to see that it's a barrier that other people might not want to cross.
Yeah, I feel like a lot of more people nowadays are beginning to appreciate the body that they are in. Like when it comes to dance, when it comes to yoga, when it comes to art even. So I like what you said there. And then, where do you see Colors of Yoga in the next 2 or 3 years?
Oh, I would love to expand.
Okay.
So, offering Colors of Yoga in different places. So this is Colors of Yoga Raleigh. We
right,
intentionally like expanding in other places in North Carolina, in Greensboro.
Yep.
Other places where there aren't many, if any, black-owned studios.
Right. Yeah. Okay. So tell the people, tell the lovely people, where they can follow you. Where they can follow you, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and how they can keep updated with what you got going on here.
So we're on Facebook and Instagram as Colors of Yoga Raleigh, and then our website is colorsofyogaraleigh.com.
Oh, that's easy. That's easy to remember. Go follow her, y'all. Go follow her. All right. Well, thank you so much. Oh, and I believe you are going to show me a couple of
let's do it.
So thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yay!
Okay. So you can bring your arms down, reach the crown of your head up, shoulders down, and close your eyes. Take a deep breath in. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Now open your eyes. Bring your right hand out, left hand up, and hold your right. Yes, stretch. Do the stretch on the left side. Yep. Inhale, come back up. Exhale the other way. Inhale, come back up.
I felt that stretch.
Yes. And we're going to do things a little bit different, so feel free. Yes. Right to it. Yes. Inhale, come back up. Now inhale your arms up. And bring your right hand to your left knee. And bring your left hand behind. And then twist over your shoulder. Nice. Inhale, come back up. Exhale the other way. Yes, stretch. Inhale back. Inhale your arms up. Exhale your hands to your knees. On an inhale, bring your chest forward, look up. Exhale, round your chin comes towards chest. Beautiful. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, come back up. Bring your hands to your knees and we'll start to make something. 8. 8. Okay. Uh-huh. You have the music, so you can. And then go the other way. You didn't know you were getting all 8. All into it. Okay. See you. Alright, come back to the center. And then we'll go over into hands and knees. Alright. So we're gonna work on your balance right away. Okay. Alright. So I like to use the blanket under your knees. So your knees are hip distance apart. You can measure. Bring 2 fists in between your knees. Alright. And then bring your hand. Yeah. So take your right leg back. Get tight. Yeah, beautiful. So you're looking down. And see if you can bring your left arm up. Yes! Stretch both ends apart. Inhale. Exhale. 2 more times. Inhale. Exhale. Last time. Inhale. And exhale. Okay, I see you. Come back down.
I would have fell.
Left leg comes back. Alright, when you're ready, right arm lifts.
I think the right is the problem.
2 more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Nice. And come back down. You did it. Okay.
Hey.
So now spread your fingers wide. We're going in a down dog. This is like, it's one of those poses. It's supposed to be resting. It's not. It's a lot. Really? Bring your fingerprints down. Alright. And then your knuckles. And then your palms. So you're using all of your hand. Yep. And curl your toes under. And lift your hips. So your heels come towards the back. This is a perfect place to twerk. Hey. Yeah, I don't know yet. How bad? Bend one knee. Your chin bends the other. Alright. And now inhale, shift forward. Becoming plank on top of beautiful. Yes. And then come back to down dog. 8. 8. 8. Now walk your feet up towards your hands. Come into a forward fold. Tip weight into your toes. Inhale halfway up, so now your chest is parallel to the floor. Exhale, fold.
I like that.
Inhale. Exhale. Now inhale, rise. Bring your arms up. And exhale your hands to heart center. Alright, bring your arms forward. And now send your buttons back. You're coming in the chair pose. Yeah, sit. 8. You can. 8. 8. You can get a little bit lower. Ow. One more breath. And then inhale, come all the way up. Exhale your arms down. How you feel? How you feel?
Oh, that was nice. That was nice. I like that.
Mm-hmm.
I like that.
All right. Okay, let's move our blanket out of the way.
Okay, so we're doing medium now?
Yep. So now inhale your arms up. Exhale your hands towards center. Put all of your weight into your left foot.
Okay.
And then bend your right knee. Bring your right knee up. Look straight ahead at something that's not moving. Mm-hmm. Okay, balance. I see you. 8. Then take your right leg back. Oh, Lord. Reach your arms forward. Beautiful. One more breath. Inhale.
I told you my balance is bad.
It's all good. Exhale your right foot. And then reach your arms up. So you're pressing back your right up on your right toe. Yeah. And then press back through your right heel. Mm-hmm. All right. Press into your right toes and step up. Bring your knee up. Hey. And then come back. Ow. One more time. Steps. And then back. Inhale, come up, but release your foot down. Okay. Other side.
Okay.
Put all of your weight into your right foot. Hands come to your heart. Look straight ahead if something's not moving.
Okay.
And now bring your left leg back. Beautiful. One more breath. You got it. We can do this whole thing over again.
Okay. Alright.
Now you know where we're going though. So
yeah.
Alright. Let's start over with left foot first.
Alright.
So inhale, reach your arms up. Exhale your hands towards center. Pull all of your weight into your left foot. Find something straight ahead that's not moving to look at. And then bend your right knee up. One more breath. And then send your right foot back. You got it. One more breath. Nice. Right foot comes down. Press through your right toes and step up. And then come back. One more time. And come back. This time press through your right toes, step up. And release them. We'll do it again.
How do you work on your back?
It's okay. So we're going here, and on this one, you're on your toes. So you're going like this, but just come up on your toes. Yeah.
Hold on. Okay. All right.
And bend in here more. Yeah. And then can you bring, like, pivot your foot, like turn your foot, your heel towards the wall. Yes.
Okay. All right. I can tell it's different.
Yes. Okay. We'll do it again.
All right.
Take 3. You're gonna make this feel like 25. You're gonna get this good workout.
Right.
Okay, come back up.
Oh, sorry.
Alright, so we'll start with the left foot.
Okay.
Inhale, reach up. Exhale, your hands start center. Put all of your weight into your left foot and lift your right knee. One more breath. Nice. Send your right foot back. You can reach your arms forward. Your foot doesn't have to be high. Yeah.
Okay. That's good.
And then bring your right toes down. Reach your arms up. Press back through your right heel. Press through your right toes and step up. Inhale. And come back. And then lift up and release your foot down.
Okay, that was better. That was better. That last one was better.
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
We have to do the other side. Last time.
He was like, let's hurry up and get
Alright, we're done. Right here. Exhale. Pull all your weight into your right foot, left knee. And then start to send your left foot. Left toes come down. Press back through your heel. Press through your toes and step up. And then back. Yep.
You okay?
Yeah. And then come back. And then come back. Last time, step up. And then release your foot. You did it. Alright, I'm going to stagger with you so you can look at something straight ahead.
Oh, okay.
It's not moving, so you
gotcha. Okay. Alright.
And then lift your right leg up, cross it over, and bend your left knee. Keeping the crown of your head up. Breathe. Beautiful. Okay.
Oh, yeah. This is not hard.
Oh, gosh.
No, it's okay. It's okay. We can do this. I promise. Alright.
Well, let's do it this way then. So,
okay. So what does this help with?
This is with hips. It helps open up your hips and just, I love it. Like hips, hamstrings. The longer you hold it, it'll get into your hamstrings, but it's not your hips too. So let's do the remix now. So work, and then you want to come all the way down, and maybe you press out your hand. Yes. And now bring your right hand down. So you're going to press out your right side more. Bring your left arm back. And then swap. Left arm comes up. And then open. 8. And then forward.
On the next episode of Specialties with Sia,
the service was totally missing. It'll be like a beautiful place, and they're serving you champagne and all these cocktails, and